traders, it's Mark here from the Day Trading Room. It's late in the evening London time on the 4th of August, and well, all I can say is minus 512 on the Dow. What a day! And that wasn't even the first day. This is several days into selling now. We took out 12,000 a couple of days ago, 11,900, 11,800 today, 11,700, 11,600, 11,500 and 11,400. Absolute mad selling across the board. So I'm just going to run through. Very active today, lots of trades, you can imagine. Made a few mistakes, as no day's ever perfect. Made a few mistakes, but had a great day, as was yesterday, as was the day before. This volatility is great, and especially for my type of setups, which are selling into tick pullbacks, selling into strength, that sort of setup. It's just my perfect situation for the market. So I'm just going to run through two setups. The first one today, which was a great setup, and one that I've talked about these before. Severe weakness from the open, severe weakness, taking out lows, and this is what you've got to look out for. I've talked about this a couple of times. You've got this high here of 11,618, 11,618. Okay, now that there's a lot of resistance there. It's backed up from back here. Let me get my drawing pen out. It's backed up from the support here. When we broke through, we popped over and we ended up holding below it once, twice, and the bulls just get fed up, and I'm going to talk about that in a second in relation to a great trade at the end of the day. But the bulls just getting fed up. We've got severe low ticks, tick pullbacks, severe low ticks, ticks pulling back, ticks just can't get anywhere of any strength. There's no strength, and I think we've got a one tick high in this, a one tick high. Yeah, high 19, these are all 18, so one tick high, and that was it was perfect timing for me. Trade first scale for me was 13 seconds. I went back and looked at my blotter. 13 seconds to get that first scale off, and I was aggressive on this trade because it's the perfect setup. It's just, it cannot break up. Or it breaks up, little wick just fails. Your risk is so quantified. The ticks are guiding you. They're just guiding you. We've got so much bearish sentiment behind us. Everything lines up great for it. So scaling out, another scale here, just got a little bit wicked on this, just because I made that little low and then pop back up. I thought scale one more, but I'm still holding the position. Because I think that this has just got another flush in ticks. I just haven't seen panic yet. No panic yet. And in actual fact, I said that in the room. I'd said, listen, I haven't seen any panic yet. No panic yet, as yesterday as well. Comments, you do not cover shorts if you've got a good entry. Now, a lot of it's about timing. Of course, you can't chase stuff. We've had 100-point rallies off the bottom, so you can't be chasing shorts. But if you've got a good short entry, if you've got a lot of cushion there, then do not need to cover unless there's panic. So rescaled in here on the short side, rolled over, and I was a little bit early actually on my exit there, but not far off the bottom. Well, I say not far off, probably about 40 ticks away from the bottom, but still, when we had that low tick reading there, to me that just looked like panic, and it was a case of you just pick your point and cover the position. Left a small bit on, just in case we rolled over again. There's no reason to cover the short. Okay, there's a reason to scale out the short, yes, but there's a reason to cover the whole lot, no. But that was the reason there for me to cover the whole lot. The fact that we didn't then roll over there. We had the high tick reading here back to zero, and this didn't like this low in tick that didn't go to a new low, and I just thought, I don't like the look at that, so covered the full short. So that was a great trade. So you can see the premise of that. You can see the fundamental sort of basis of that, just waiting for that opportunity there, and it worked out well. I want to talk in more detail about this trade. Naturally, I'll go over some other trades from yesterday another time. I don't want to make this video too long. Those are some of my trades from Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. But I'll maybe go through those another time. I want to really focus on this one actually, because this is the sort of setup that um, everything lines up for you perfectly. And I know I've got in my trading plan that if something like this happens, then I will trade it very aggressively. Risk days gains, couple of days gains, for what is a high probability setup and can be traded aggressively. Um, so yeah, this was the setup. Okay, we'd rolled over. This was excuse me. We'd rolled over. We'd taken out the fresh low. Absolute ticks were just so weak. There's no need to do any buying at all until the ticks are showing significant strength, continued significant strength. Now we got this low here, and this pop off the low was aggressive. It was very aggressive. 3 big candles and a pretty good volume actually. And the comments in the room, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different from the pops we had. Decent volume, tick sustaining, not bad really. And we popped off and we held up here. Now as we started sitting here, the new high end hit ticks there, but that was sold, so the bears are still in control. And my thought was, okay, let's see now on a little dip lower if that's bought for a recontinue higher. I'm not looking to short this. I'm not getting anywhere near the short on this because of this strength. I don't know what's happened, right? But just bear with me, and we'll see how this evolved. I was looking for this to push down here, and there were two things that I needed to see to say that the shorts were no longer valid, and that was this pull back down here, which was a given. It was the fact that this was more likely to happen for them to push back down here one more time, and then the buyers stepped in. So that's part one. Then they pushed it up here, okay, and now part two for me was they were going to have to break the high and get into this land here and start getting some plus 1,000 ticks. That's what they needed. Okay, so all the people that bought from 7:30 right the way through, let's call it to there, so an hour's worth of buying, would have seen the same thing I've done. The strength, perhaps thinking there's a bottom there, seeing this as well, which is why we got that pretty decent pop up from there. But now they didn't see it break that high. There's a lot of people involved in that, and I said, if all those people that are if we go to new lows now, all those people that have been buying there, and that's just those people. We're not even talking about the rest of all the other people who are caught in this, who are liquidating, or the longs or whatever. I'm just talking about this extra power behind the down move if we break the low, because all those people are now long, and if we break that low, it's a very small door. That's what I said. Everyone's running for the door, and it's a very small door. And so I was, I wasn't involved in this. I wasn't shorting. There's no way I'd short. This is not my sort of thing. When I see that strength, it's too low. I'd rather wait for a perfect setup, or as close to perfect as you can get. And this was it. I'll just delete this ellipse here now. That was just to show all those people getting caught in that. And here was the low. Okay, we broke through the low with aggression. Fine, low ticks, pulled back up, and now I will just show you where this was as well in terms of the Dow Cash. Right there, 11,500. We broke through that, pull back up, giving people hope. In fact, it wasn't giving people hope. That's the wrong thing to say. What it was anyone who was stopped out there was stopped out. Anyone who came back here was thinking, I just want to get out of this, because they're seeing previous days trades. They're seeing how the market just takes out 100 points, 50 points in a sniff. So they are running for the door. So this is just exactly what you want to see. People running for the door, the pull back up, pretty sharp pull back up, no doubt. I mean, that's 50 tick pull back up. The tick index going back above zero, back to that 11,500 level, and just seeing those sellers on the tape just sitting there soaking up all that demand, sitting there. Oh dear, that's not right, is it? Aggressive. Spell that. Okay, yeah, they're sitting there just soaking up all that demand, and we just rolled over so hard. And so we had the combination of the tick pullback, combination of everyone being trapped in there, the combination also, we're in the last 20 minutes of trade. Another thing I'd said, unless we get panic in the last 20 minutes of trade, because that adds so much fuel to the fire. So I'm in on that, and we just rolled over absolutely beautifully. Just rolled over, no reason to close it. Just stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. I'm staying with it. I'm not getting shaken out by anything. And this little wick here just got me out of half the position. I got half the position on, and I just held it, and I got a full 100 tick trade out of that arrow there. It was an exit around there, just as we poked under the 11,400 cash. We did go lower, but that was what I was looking for. Trade worked out beautifully. Couldn't have asked for more on that. Yeah, really good trade. So yeah, lots of other trades from the prior day and today. We've got a big old range today, but I just wanted to run through that particular trade specifically and talk through the sort of background to it, why it was good, and why it's not just a chart pattern, why it's not just a tick pullback, why it's not just the 11,500, why thinking about who's trapped in the trade, and thinking about the reason that for the trade to work for you on the short side, someone has got to sell at a lower price than you. That's the only way your trade will work. So thinking about the reason why that's going to happen, and that purely was because we'd had this counter trend rally. It had sucked a lot of people in, not only that, but that as well, and the fact that they started to get panicky, and the ones who weren't on the ball and came out there were caught in this, and the ones who were really not on the ball were just caught in this, in addition to people like me shorting this, and in addition to people liquidating at that level still under 11,500, just added every single fuel you needed to the fire. So yeah, great trade. That was the I think the trade of the day. Loads of other trades are not marked on here. A couple of trades where I just got a little bit caught out and just popped back and just took a little stop. I think two of those, but I must have traded 10 or 15 times. Lots of setups. So just trading short side pullbacks and trying to judge those and extremes on basically taking fake outs or breakouts on the opposite side to the upside in reverse. So every time, an example would be here, there's your swing high, there's your next swing high. People think it's a breakout, it's a fake out, you're taking that for a scalp short. That's the sort of way to approach a day like today. But the main thing is, guys, is just to stay safe. Stay safe. If it's too wild for you, switch off your platform or your execution platform, and just look at the dome. Look at time and sales. Look at your charts. Whatever works for you, look at it and learn from it. Because the more exposure you'll get to this type of market, the more you'll be prepared when it comes around again. Because it will come around again. This sort of thing happens in cycles. So if you don't want to do damage to your account, if you just want to sit back, that's absolutely fine. Go to a sim or even just look and watch. There's no shame in doing that. A capital protection is number one, and that has to be your number one thing. It has to be your number one thing. There will be people today who lost an awful lot of money, as well as people who made a lot of money. So if you're not confident with it, or you think it's too volatile, or you haven't got the discipline, or perhaps you've got a chink in your discipline armor, don't stick to your rules, especially taking losses. A day like today is not a day you want to be trading. And yeah, I think later on, not many video updates at the moment, as you can understand, guys. I'm very busy trading. I will go back to more frequent updates when we quieten down a bit and I have time to sit down and go through some stuff. And one of the things on my list is definitely a discipline webinar. I know that's a key thing. It was a key thing for me, and I know on days like this is when it will highlight those problems in your trading plan. If you've got discipline issues, then today like this will really show them up. So number one, please, guys, capital preservation. It has to be risk management, capital preservation, and stay in the game. So good trading, guys. Looking forward to tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. Looking forward to a rest this weekend, to relax. and back at it again on Monday. I'll try and get a video out over the weekend, perhaps discussing a few more trades. I'll pick out some of my best and probably some of my worst trades as well, and why I got caught up in any losing trades that I did. Actually, yesterday was a prime example of just chasing, just getting a little bit too carried away and chasing, just taking that stop. But if I'm keeping my stops tight, it's no problem. I can take stops, and trades like that will more than make up for it when I'm right. Press it when I'm right. So as I say, good trading, guys. Please manage your risk. Enjoy tomorrow. Hopefully it's a great day tomorrow. Enjoy the weekend. Relax. Take care. And back with another video soon.